Today we have with us Aprajita Jain Mahajan, a mixed media artist currently living and working in Pune. Her practice concentrates on mark making and she blends techniques of stitching, drawing, and painting and takes inspiration from the natural world in her work. I'd first like to chat like a little about the thematic focus of your work. According to your like artist statement, you said that it's rooted in like repetitive mark making and it's like quite intuitive. So, what draws you to these kinds of like organic forms, and how does that shape like your artistic language?
Um, Interesting. I think drawing me to organic forms is probably through the natural world. Like I'm not saying nature, but the natural world. So whether it's nature itself, or the human body, or the cosmic, or any kind, I think those kind of forms um, maybe drawing
Yeah.
my attention. The repetitive nature is I think a couple of different things. I think one is like pebbles, green grass, plates, things like that. Since I also grew up in a like my mother had a textile apparel
Yeah.
studio, so the lot of like the repetitive stitching and all of that. Maybe that's a subconscious thing. Um, and I think mark making also has a repetitive like in mark making you are sort of making marks again and again to get that shade or that space or form. So also I think that somewhere the mark making is also like conversation or like putting down thoughts. So it repeats itself as you're going along. I don't know if that answers your question, but
Oh no, it does. Yeah. How did you kind of develop this imagery, and how has it changed over time? So, what like discoveries in your work maybe led to the kind of uh, work that you do right now, and how you blend all these different like blend like drawing, painting, and stitching together. So, what kind of led to that?
okay. Um, I think that let me just think about this. Um, so you're talking about my visual language, right? Like how I've reached my
Yeah.
visual language now. Um, so I think so mark making and using the pen is a very like integral part of my working and my making and my thinking and all of that. And if I think back upon this, um, in when I went to RISD in my
Yeah.
first drawing class, I had this professor, and the drawing class we were just kind of freely drawing, and you could do whatever you
Yeah.
wanted, whatever material and mediums
Yeah.
you wanted to use. He just had a very different way of sort of making you see, and I kind of ended up choosing the pen I was drawing, but I initially had used different materials, but then I kind of honed on the pen. And for that entire semester, I was just, I think I drew on like 4 sheets of paper and again and again and again and again with the pen and just kind of pushing that line and pushing the form and like kind of seeing forms and seeing things and putting things back and almost like carving out with a
Yeah.
pen, like excavating with a pen. And that was really like a very crucial point of like understanding
Yeah.
the bandwidth of this pen and like what I could do. I haven't been in like making those kind of marks, but just that whole exercise and that whole way of like excavating and seeing was, I think, very important. And then I think somewhere I started at some point, um, sort of painting like marks and like just like little like forms and marks with paint, um, almost like grass or like repetition, like just like
Yeah.
leaves, something like that. It was kind of, I don't want to, I mean, a lack of a better term, kind of like nature and abstraction or like walking along. And I think that maybe I lived in Auroville for some time. And I think just when I was walking along the paths and things like that, maybe a lot of that reference of the leaves and, the pebbles or the leaves falling, I think some of that imagery may have subconsciously sort of come in. So the pen and then those marks sort of started coming together.
Yeah.
And then I did start using, I used fabric in the middle, I did use thread in the middle. Uh, but then in the last about 4 years, they've come a lot more. They become more integral part of the works,
Yeah.
and yeah, so materiality is like very sort of important in my work.
Yeah, you talk about material and like using fabric, and you also mentioned that like your mother had a textile practice. So, how has, and also like a theme that you talked about in your work, in your artist statement, was like memory. So, how do those elements kind of blend together right now, and how do you kind of conceive them, and how do you present memory in your work?
Interesting. So there are like many questions in one. So I think I think where to start. So using fabric almost happened naturally. And I think the way that I'm using the fabric or the fabric scraps, let's put it that way, because fabric scraps are very different than when you're working with like large, like yardage of fabric, right? Because the fabric scraps are little pieces, they're in different forms. So you respond and react to them very differently than I would respond to like large sort of yardage of fabric. Um, so I use the fabric scraps as marks, as color, sometimes as the base.
Yeah.
It's very intuitive. It's I do a lot of sketching also. Um, the materials also do respond to each other. I work on multiple works at a time.
Yeah.
Um, and I also create like forms, like I stuff the fabric in with cotton and I create forms. Um, how memory plays, I think memory plays a role in terms of like some of these forms are kind of holders of conversation or thoughts or memories and things like that. Um, and also, I think at the moment, maybe the space I'm in, when I'm making work, I am thinking of thoughts and things that's happened before now. So then all those memories sort of come as I'm making the marks or as I'm sort of making the forms or as I'm putting the materials, please, as the materials are playing off each other. So it's kind of, I don't want to keep saying intuitively or organically, but it's a mix of my mind thinking and all of those happening together.
So it's not like a process that you try to over perfect before it starts. Is it just like continuous and it happens
Yeah,
while you make it?
yeah, it happens while you make it. Also, like I work on multiple works at a
Yeah.
time. So works are at very different stages.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some works may have started like 2 years earlier and have ended now, or maybe 6 months earlier. Some so the lifespan of each work is very different,
Yeah.
and the companion the works are with at different stages is very different. So all that I think really matters. What I may be what may be happening in my like everyday also matters, like in terms of color choices or materials around. I also sometimes have like may make some of the forms before, or like experiment on certain things,
Yeah.
may have some of the like pieces of
Mm-hmm.
the fragments of the paper forms for one piece, and then some get left over. May I use it in something? So there is a very there's this correlation between everything that is very, I feel like, very integral to my process. And I feel when that doesn't happen, um, it's not, I feel like not as strong. But yeah, there are points when then I'm going off topic, but there are points where I have to stop working on like 15 pieces and then focus on one and then take one. So I like, or and then I focus on three or four and then
Yeah,
everything gets us back. So all that happens
that makes a lot
and
of
then I
sense.
finish one.
Yeah. So, how do you like, how do you view each work as like being in conversation with the other because you're working on them together, and sometimes you're using material that's left over from one to the other? So, how do you view like, like a successor of a different piece, maybe, or two things that you made together? Do you kind of view them as, you know, in your mind as like um, works that also need to go together, or can they just be completely different?
That's very interesting. That's an interesting question. So yeah, so what happens is that even at least let's say in the last year and a half, because I was working on many works in the last year and a half. What I think started to happen was that even though I was working on, let's say, 15 works were sort of happening at the same time, some natural groups started developing on their own, and some work started going more towards together as a group, and some, as another group. And then maybe I also like sometimes as a group, I feel like no, I need something else to add to this story. So I may start on something else to add to that story. So that also happens. Um, I think it's a bit of both. The works have to stand on their own if they are meant to be
Yeah.
then on their own. But then they also, if it's a set of three, like if it's the three works that are similar or they worked on together, or it's like, then they also need to work with each other. So yeah, it works both ways. And in terms of success, I try my best to conclude it when I feel that I've resolved it. So I don't think of the work as completing, but I've started to use the word conclude or resolve than complete.
That
Because in
makes
abstraction, you can just keep going and going and going.
definitely.
I mean, it can be never ending, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before, like, we talk a little more in depth about your process, you studied film and animation in college, which I was very surprised to find out because your work right now is quite, it's quite like work that you do with your hands, and it's not really very directly related. So, how did that experience like influence your current practice?
So when I studied animation, we were doing animation by hand also. So there was a lot of stop motion, a lot of building, and a lot of cutout animation, things like that, which was a lot more by hand
Yeah.
than by that completely computer generated. Um, Also, I think I kind of stumbled into animation and film animation and video. I always wanted to be a painter,
Mm.
or it's like painting or sculpture, or like that kind of. That's what I wanted to do, be a painter. And for me, animation was always a drawing in time,
Yeah.
and film and video was a photograph in time. And through my 18-year-old brain trying to figure out what major I should do, I switched majors. I don't know if you know this.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so I actually first majored in furniture design for a year. I did 5 years. I did my second year twice. I majored in furniture design. Again, it was a very long, drawn, thought out process why I ended up there. But I ended up drawing and scribbling and painting on the furniture. And then I ended up in film animation video. But I always wanted to be a painter. So, yeah, it's
How
kind of
did
good.
like how did your study of moving images and like um, photographs in time, as you described them,
Yeah,
influence your work like
influence
right
my
now?
work now. I think that So the way I see, I think timing and movement
Yeah.
and the way I place things, I think definitely has to do with my training in animation. Um, I mean, it definitely has an impact
Yeah.
because in animation, I mean, the way I studied, you are doing cell animation and you're making
Yeah.
multiple drawings, or if you're doing cutout animation, then there are pieces that are sort of moving in
Moving.
tandem.
Yeah.
So, so all these things that move, um, they're relative to each other, um, and even like in film and video, right? Like the light is moving or something is there, and then so or yeah, I mean, this is something I've not thought of in terms of the film aspect of it, but how everything has to work in correlation with each other. So when I'm making my works, they actually have to work. I mean, they
Yeah.
organically have to work in correlation, especially the different materials, and then even like the different marks and things. And also, I think that somewhere a lot of my marks and a lot of my forms are not static. Like there's always like they're moving or they have this thing where they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
And in animation, like one important part of animation is timing. And I think that when I'm drawing or when I'm mark making and when I'm constructing my works, then I think that somewhere that timing or that thing is very important.
Makes sense. Um, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just thinking that also, like, let's say when I'm constructing, then I'm placing things together or placing
Yeah.
like forms or even deciding on a color of a thread and all. I don't always like pick the right, like, let's say if I place two pieces like this, I won't go with that. I'll move this here and move this here and move this here and move this here a lot before I find the right,
Yeah.
I mean, find the right dynamic that is needed for that
Mm-hmm.
thought. So I feel somewhere that comes with animation.
That makes sense because it's like they're slowly changing where they are.
Yeah.
And
Also,
yeah,
like they're moving, and a lot of my like, and yeah. So like there are things that are like move.
yeah. And you talked earlier also about how the kinds of images that inspire you are like leaves falling, like
Yeah.
pebbles. So the world, if you think about it, those are all moving that you're trying to capture.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. That everything is in like in little fragments or little
yeah,
bits and pieces that.
that makes a lot of sense. Um, I also wanted to ask, like, are there more specific places that you draw your inspiration from? You mentioned that you spent some time in Auroville, but like, are there other like landscapes and memories and experiences that kind of guide your work?
Yeah, I mean, I think conversations I've had, life experiences. Also, like, I like watching TV. Like, I like watching televisions and TV shows and movies. It's just, maybe it's a leftover hangover from being a film and animation student. I don't know, but I like watching like stories unfold, and I feel, and more I've been thinking about this as I watch them, and fairly like regular shows that we are fed in on regular OTT. I'm not looking out for something that's completely offbeat, whatever's around, and I pick and choose. But what I'm trying to say is that from these, I feel that when I'm watching them, I'm also watching them as someone who has an idea of how they're constructed and made,
Yeah,
and I'm aware of the light and the sound and like the timing and the acting and the
yeah,
character arc and the storyline and
yeah,
the editing and all of that. Um, so I think that's also some. I mean, I don't know how I'm not sure how it informs my work, but it's something that I consume. So since I'm consuming it somewhere, it's relating to it. 'Cause I've been thinking a lot about recently about the different shots, like in films, the long shots and the close-ups and like just the dynamic shots
The
that are
way that things
there.
are
Yeah,
framed.
the compositions, the way the things are framed. Um, so I think that, and also I watch a lot of random interviews of like I don't even remember it later, but I like watching interviews and like stories of people like talking about their life journey or certain experiences. I think that's very interesting.
That does make sense. Also, like, because you work with a lot of different materials, and you also said you work a lot, like on a lot of things simultaneously. Is there like a process that you have to follow, along with that discovery and that intuitiveness? Just because you're handling textile and paper and like you're stitching and doing all of those things all at once.
Mm, I think the process I may follow is that the way I keep my materials, or just so not the main materials, but the materials that I'm using for the series of work. And sometimes I dive into what I have inside to take out. So I keep a lot of these materials in like multiple trays or little containers. Um, so keeping like let's also I don't feel I'm working with too many materials because I'm in my mind the very specific
Yeah.
materials like pen, thread, my katran, um, the scraps of paper and paint. That's it. So everything has a space, and even like with the thread, especially when I'm ongoing
Yeah.
working, that color palette thread is already very much out there, like because I'm
Yeah.
using certain, so there, so I have multiple trays and multiple boxes for those things, and work
Makes
is
sense.
ongoing. Yeah, and then little scraps, like even with the katran, I have a box which has
Yeah.
small pieces, larger pieces, iron pieces, not iron pieces, things like that, even with the paper. And then I have one or two different types of papers. So it all does get muddled up and mixed up, and I have to rearrange it, but I think that's how I keep
Makes
track of
sense.
it. Yeah.
Just moving to like talking a little about, other things maybe you're working on. Are there any other new materials or techniques that you're interested in exploring that you haven't tried yet, or want to look at in the future?
um I want to at the moment stick to what I'm what the material. There was this ceramic talk happening, but I've decided I want to stick to the materials that I have,
Yeah.
that I'm using. I feel I haven't. I have a lot more to explore and push and play with them and experiment with them. Also, wire. Like
Yeah.
I have used wire in the past a lot. Um, I'm using wire now, but I'm not exposing the wire. I'm using it more as structure,
Yeah.
using aluminium wire structure. I have, yeah. So that's the only thing.
Yeah.
And maybe at some point one plays with animation and movement. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Makes sense. And what are you working on right now?
So I just had my solo show
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, so my solo show is ongoing, and I've been working since September quite continuously on a lot. Um, so I'm taking a little bit of a breather and just getting my thoughts together,
Yeah.
and I need to get my studio back in order. Um, but what am I working on? I think I'm going to experiment. I think I want to. Okay, so I want to just like experiment and like make a lot more forms and things like that. I have, there are a couple of pieces that got left behind that I didn't end up
Using.
on wanting to conclude. Like I didn't want, like I just like I took them out of the whole story at different points in the different series. So maybe I'll pull them out and see what's happening with them, and if you know yeah, there are a couple of different, so like that. And yeah, just like it's an ongoing thing. I think it's
Yeah.
not, but I think I am going to continue with my investigation and my sort of mapping out on journeys. This is something I've thought about. I'm going to continue working on journeys, but in different ways. Like I want to do a lot more research. I feel like I want to read a lot now to research some, and there are a few different angles and thoughts about journeys that I want to um,
A lot,
explore.
yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of your work also reminds me of like maps if I look at it from afar.
yeah.
So, was that a conscious decision because you talked about journeys?
No, I think the mapping just happened, and then I figured out that the when we're looking at my work, I started like looking at my work and thinking about my work, and then you were writing, artist statements and things like that. So the word mapping, topography started to come out because the works were happening to look like that.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Just one last question.
No, no.
I ask everyone this, but what have you been paying attention to right now in like contemporary art specifically? Are there like any trends or conversations or like artists that like whose work resonates with you, like that you can recall? I know like people hate being put on the spot about these
No,
things.
yeah, and I have a terrible memory. Like I can't remember. Like it's just going bad. If I knew the question, I would have had like a list of artists because there are a lot of artists who works I really like.
Maybe I can send this question to everyone beforehand next time from
Yeah,
now
I think
onwards.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Just because then, yeah, some people are good on the spot and some are not. But yeah. Um, to answer this question, I don't know about trends or not, but I'm at the moment really enjoying and wanting to go and see more shows.
Hmm.
And I think that like I want to see what's happening and go
Yeah.
and see like other people's work, whether whether I resonate with it or not. Like
Yeah.
I really want to go to more and more exhibitions and see
Yeah.
work. I think I'm really like in that space, and I'm there are there are lots of works that I'm finding very interesting. A lot of artists' whose works are really interesting. That so yeah, I've been seeing a lot of works on Instagram and then at the fairs and all. But I want to now like let's see, like there's a little bit happening in Pune, but want to go to different shows.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was all.
Okay.